जो भी वाद आने का है उसकी अपनी राय है जिसकी पुष्टि प्रेस इंफॉर्मेशन न्यूज नहीं करता धन्यवाद।
यहाँ पर कार्य करती हुई जन है, वहाँ पर स्थानीय परिवार समिति का गठन होना अनिवार्य है। जरूरी है आयोग बराबर गंभीरता पूर्वक इसे देखती है, आवश्यक पहल भी करती रहती है। आयोग संपूर्ण भारत में ऑनलाइन प्रशिक्षण के भी आयोजित करती रहती है। इस एक्ट को सख्ती से पालन कराने के लिए निगरानी भी करती रहती है। सेमिनार भी कराई जाती है और इसके लिए वित्तीय सहायता भी आयोग मुहैया कराती है। इस एक्ट के तहत आयोग निम्नलिखित पहलुओं पर काम की है। पहली काम, जो महिलाएं और पुरुष कामकाजी हैं उनको बराबर वेतन मिले, इसके लिए आयोग सरकार को सिफारिश करके इसे लागू कराने का काम किया है। दूसरी में महिला आयोग महिला क्रिकेटर के लिए समान वेतन की मांग कर इसे भी सरकार से मुहैया कराने का काम किया है। तीसरा, सिनेमा में महिला पुरुष के काम के बदले दिए गए वेतन में जो डिफरेंस था, इसके लिए भी सरकार से सिफारिश करके इसको भी बराबर के दर्जे पर किया है। मेरी सरकार पोर्टल के माध्यम से महिलाओं के खिलाफ अपराध पर जागरूकता लाने का काम आयोग करती है। आयोग 15 जुलाई 2021 से महिलाओं के खिलाफ अपराध पर जागरूकता विषय पर खुली प्रश्नोत्तरी शुरू किया है, जिसके माध्यम से पोस्ट एक्ट की उपस्थित विभिन्न संस्थाओं से आए अधिकारीगण, विभिन्न समाज के अग्रणी, हमारी बहना समाज की महिलाओं के हक के लिए वकालत कर रही सभी को मैं आज सर्वप्रथम धन्यवाद करती हूँ, जोहार करती हूँ। आज हम महिलाओं के कार्यस्थल पर लैंगिक उत्पीड़न से संरक्षण और लैंगिक उत्पीड़न के शिकायतों के निवारण तथा उससे संबंधित आनुषंगिक विषयों को रोकने के लिए, जिसे हम पोस्ट एक्ट कहते हैं, राष्ट्रीय महिला आयोग क्या कर रही है, उन्हीं बातों को रखना चाहूंगी।
A very nice example, because it actually sets out some of our mindset to the entire situation. And I'm not going to give you a talk on how things have, developed. You all know it. According to my understanding, even though there's a survey which says only 8% women know about POSH, I don't quite believe it. I do believe it must be a larger percentage, and definitely everybody here knows about it. That's for sure. So I just have a few thoughts on the subject. And I think the energy that comes out of association is the fact that you try to portray something. So going back, I was involved with the Sexual Harassment Act, and the NCW was considering making recommendations. I actually sat through it. So one of my first thoughts is, how does a government, how does a nation, how does a globe define something and set out what is black and white, and possibly even set out what is grey? Because there is a lot of grey in this act. Vishal rightly pointed out, you don't know where the line is. The line is for us to draw, the line is for us to perceive. But the point is, we all grew up, frankly, personally I've been fairly decently alright. Haven't faced too much. A few Julies here and statements here and some speaking somewhere outside on the road. Those are the kind of broad comments, but let's not go there. It's really not about oneself, though I believe it is not about us also, because you actually come out with this. But one of the statements I'll share with you. So when I was doing my legal balance program for Doordarshan as lawyer, and as a senior lawyer, somebody would come and say, you're looking very nice. And I'm not seeking compliments by the way, but this was some of the compliments. So I said, what about what I spoke? Was that good? So, yeah, that was nice too. So, and somebody else would turn out and say that your comments were extremely illuminating, and you were looking nice too. So anyway, these are the kind of conversations that we're all going through, but as a matter of stereotyping, I would definitely appreciate if one was commended, possibly for both. I don't mind the other one at all. I have no such compunctions about it, but the appreciation on content, particularly with people like this audience in the corporate sector and the workplace, women actually working in workplace, and that is out of several features. So it's not one, but this is one of them. This is one of them. Why? Let me tell you another feature here. A number of my colleagues, friends, lawyers wanted their daughters to work with me. And they were very sure that they didn't want their daughters to work with, let us say, male colleagues. Now, there was this apprehension that there is sexual harassment and innuendos, other statements, and I quite understand it to some extent. But we don't want to understand it anymore. In the sense, we want to set down the tone so that it is a neutral situation. So, whether it's a female boss or a male boss, or in that capacity, so you don't really change the surface. So, Vishaka guidelines, incidentally, between you and me, when this came around, 1997 is when the judgment came. And we'd of course gone way down globalization, and the world had changed. Women had entered the corporate world, women had entered the organized sector. Women were always in the organized sector, and rightly or wrongly, there's a larger percentage in the organized sector than in the organized assets in the system. And I believe, in fact, the contribution of women on the economic side, all most surveys are showing that wherever you have diversity, wherever you have inclusion, wherever you have women also there, you actually have a larger and a better performance. I don't remember the percentage was offered, but there's a substantial evidence, whether it's Deloitte report or whether it's a recent Ottgers report, most of them indicate to that extent that there is a position such as this. So Vishaka guidelines also, between you and me, is one of the few judgments of the Supreme Court at that time. Now it's increasing sometimes, but where policies were actively laid down. So the whole basis was there's a vacuum and we can fill it in. Incidentally, that's a conundrum between the judiciary and the executive also at times. Is it your domain to do this or not? But that's another chapter, we'll leave it for another day. So Vishaka guidelines came in the background. CEDAW, we adopted international concepts and we brought about the guidelines. So 1997, so let's pause here for a moment. Why did we need a law? What Supreme Court says is good enough. But again, not that there was a gap directly, but indirectly there was. Because sometimes a judgment is followed to the core and sometimes it is not. So that is what I was saying, that the state in 2013, it took 16 years for the law to come into place after the guidelines. But the idea was that the state needed to define, and it is all